Hey, baseball fans. Welcome back to Tits and Streams, your go-to channel for daily baseball predictions. I'm Koken, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on today's top matchups. Before we dive into today's picks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest predictions. If you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love baseball and sports betting. Our channel relies entirely on your support. We don't have any sponsors, so every like, share, and comment helps us keep going. If you'd like to support us even more, consider donating by pressing the thanks button under this video. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment below. Your feedback makes our channel better. All right, let's get into today's predictions. Today we have predictions for 4 MLB games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Cincinnati Reds and Chicago Cubs. As we approach the end of the MLB season, the Cubs and Reds are set to square off in their final series of the year. Neither team will be seeing postseason play, but this matchup still holds some significance for players looking to make an impression. The Cubs, standing at 81-78, are tied for second place in the National League Central, alongside the St. Louis Cardinals. Meanwhile, the Reds are sitting at 76-83, in fourth place, and they come into this game riding a 3-game losing streak. Cincinnati's season took a sharp downturn after the dismissal of their manager, who was let go for not meeting expectations. Originally projected to be in the playoff hunt, the Reds fell short. They managed to take a series against the Pittsburgh Pirates last weekend, but were swept by the Cleveland Guardians, giving up a combined 11 runs over 2 games. The Reds' away performance has been subpar all season, with their record sitting 4 games below break-even. Their latest effort, a 5-2 loss to Cleveland on Wednesday, saw Jacob Junis pitch 5 innings, surrendering 4 hits and 2 runs. Cincinnati's offense managed just 2 runs, not enough to overcome their pitching struggles. On the other hand, the Cubs will finish the season with a winning record, though their playoff chances disappeared with an inconsistent late-season performance. They won 3 of 4 against the Nationals, but dropped 2 of 3 on the road against the Phillies, giving up 19 runs in that series. However, Chicago has been solid at Wrigley Field, holding a comfortable home record, sitting 6 games above 500. In their most recent game against Philadelphia, Cubs pitching fell apart, allowing 9 runs. Starter Javier Assad struggled mightily, lasting only 4.1 innings and giving up 8 hits along with 8 runs. While the Cubs' offense did manage 6 runs, it wasn't enough to change the outcome. As this final series gets underway, both teams are mainly playing for pride. For fans, this Friday afternoon game at Wrigley has that special charm, marking the Cubs' final home game of the year. Whether you're new to baseball or a lifelong fan, these games bring out the essence of the sport. Wrigley Field remains the perfect setting for one last classic afternoon of baseball this season. For the Cubs, 2023 has been a story of what might have been. While they'll finish with a winning record, playoff contention was never truly within reach. Now, it's a matter of whether they end up in second or third place in the division. Last season, the Cubs exceeded expectations, making the postseason with a similar roster. This year, however, inconsistent pitching and cold streaks at the plate prevented them from making a serious run. Taking the mound for the Cubs in this one is Jameson Taillon, a pitcher known for strong starts, but who tends to struggle in the second half of the season. That said, Taillon has posted a solid 1.50 ERA in his last 3 outings, finishing strong despite the team's ups and downs. As for the Reds, despite their record, they've played well at Wrigley, winning 6 of their last 8 meetings with Chicago. The Cubs, however, have also performed well in Friday home games, holding a 6-2 record in their last 8. On the flip side, the Reds have struggled in Friday matchups, going just 2-7 in their last 9. Offensively, the Reds have been hitting .242 against right-handed pitching over their last 10 games, while the Cubs have been more efficient with a .281 batting average. Both bullpens have had their issues, but Cincinnati's relief corps has been particularly shaky, with a 6.97 ERA over their last 10 games, compared to the Cubs' 3.89 ERA in the same span. Although this game doesn't have postseason implications, some players are playing for spots on next year's roster, making it more competitive than it might appear. I think Cincinnati's younger, more motivated lineup could give them the edge in this contest. That's why I'm backing the Reds to win this one.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, Couriered Check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Philadelphia Phillies and Washington Nationals. As we head into the final weekend of the regular season, the stage is set in Washington, D.C., where two National League East rivals, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals, clash for a three-game series. The Phillies are already locked into the playoffs, but they still have plenty to play for as they look to secure the top seed in the National League. Securing that number one spot would give them home field advantage throughout the playoffs, a crucial edge for any team with championship aspirations. Meanwhile, the Nationals have long since fallen out of the playoff race, but they're playing for pride and a chance to end their season on a high note. Philadelphia is riding the momentum of a 9-6 victory over the Cubs, which capped off a successful series at home. The Nationals, on the other hand, are in damage control mode after being blanked 3-0 by the Kansas City Royals, and they're desperately trying to avoid a sweep in their own backyard. When it comes to the season series between these two teams, the Phillies have been dominant, owning an 8-2 advantage, including taking 3 out of 4 when they last met in August. On the mound for the Phillies will be left-hander Ranger Suarez, who has had an up-and-down season. After a red-hot start, Suarez has cooled off significantly down the stretch. In his last 3 outings, he's posted a 5.28 ERA, which is a sharp contrast to the 0.90 ERA he was sporting around the All-Star break. Now, his season ERA stands at a respectable 3.15, but he'll need to get back on track if the Phillies hope to enter the postseason with confidence. Suarez has historically performed well against Washington, with the Phillies winning 6 of his last 8 starts against them. Washington will counter with right-hander Trevor Williams, a pitcher who has been somewhat of a journeyman, but has shown flashes of reliability throughout his career. Despite missing time due to injury earlier in the season, Williams has been solid in recent outings. He allowed just 1 run in his last start, bringing his season ERA to an impressive 2.39. While he may not be the ace of the staff, Williams has proven that he can log valuable innings and keep his team in the game, which will be crucial for the Nationals if they hope to salvage something from this series. While the Phillies have been dominant in recent meetings, going 39-12 in their last 51 games against the Nationals, Philadelphia's bullpen has hit a rough patch. Over their last 10 games, the Phillies relievers have posted a concerning 5.03 ERA. This bullpen was a key reason why the Phillies were able to run away with the NL East early in the season, and if they hope to make a deep postseason run, they'll need to fix those issues. The Nationals' bullpen hasn't been much better, posting a 4.04 ERA over the same span, but Washington's recent struggles have been more about offense than pitching. Philadelphia has the edge when it comes to hitting, as they've batted .256 against right-handers over their last 10 games. Washington, however, has struggled to generate offense, hitting just .214 in that span. Still, the Nationals have shown resilience, and with Williams on the mound and the Phillies' bullpen looking vulnerable, I believe Washington has a chance to turn the tables in this game. I think this game will be closer than most expect. The Phillies have the advantage on paper, but with their bullpen issues and Suarez's recent struggles, Washington could steal a win. Trevor Williams has been sharp lately, and if he can give the Nationals a quality start, I believe they can take advantage of a shaky Phillies bullpen and pull off an upset. In my view, Washington wins this one in a tight, low-scoring game. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Houston Astros and Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are set to face off against the Astros in their final 3-game series of the season starting Friday. Both teams have already locked in their playoff berths, but this game still holds significance, especially for Cleveland, which is pushing for home field advantage in the postseason. Houston, having just dropped 2 of 3 at home to Seattle, will look to regain momentum, while Cleveland enters on a high note after sweeping a quick series against Cincinnati. Throughout the season, Houston has been a powerhouse on offense, consistently ranking near the top in several key metrics, such as runs, hits, home runs, and batting average. Their pitching has also been a strong suit, placing in the top 10 for ERA, strikeouts, and runs allowed. The Astros have shown balance on both sides of the ball, making them a tough opponent to face. On the flip side, Cleveland's offense has been more average, sitting in the middle of the league in most offensive categories. But the Guardians' pitching staff has been elite, ranking among the best in ERA, WHIP, and opponent batting average. This series might very well be decided by which team's pitching can outperform the other. Joey Cantillo will take the mound for the Guardians, while the Astros are set to start Ronel Blanco. Blanco's season has been a roller coaster, featuring highs like a no-hitter and lows including a suspension. Despite the inconsistencies, he's posted a solid 2.88 ERA overall and an even better 1.06 ERA in his last 3 starts. Cantillo, meanwhile, holds a 4.63 ERA for the year, but he's also been sharp of late, posting a 1.10 ERA over his last 3 outings. Historically, the Astros have owned this matchup, winning 20 of their last 28 games against Cleveland. They've also been lethal against left-handed pitching, which bodes well for them in this game. However, tight matchups often come down to the bullpen, and Cleveland's relievers have been lights out recently, boasting a 1.05 ERA over the last 10 games. Houston's bullpen, on the other hand, has struggled, allowing a 6.75 ERA over the same stretch. Given that Houston is already locked into the wild-card round, they may not have the same urgency as Cleveland, which is still fighting for the top seed in the American League. That, combined with Cleveland's strong bullpen and home advantage, has me leaning toward the Guardians in this game. I expect Cleveland to take the win, especially with more at stake for them in this final series. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the St. Louis Cardinals and San Francisco Giants. As the regular season comes to a close, the San Francisco Giants are set to host the St. Louis Cardinals in a matchup that has no playoff implications, as neither team will see October baseball this year. Both clubs have had a tough year, with the Giants sitting at 79-80 and the Cardinals slightly better at 81-79. But despite those struggles, both teams are finishing strong. The Giants have won 7 of their last 10 games, while the Cardinals have taken 7 of their last 9. When we dive into the stats, the Cardinals are hitting .46 for the season, which places them in the middle of the league. However, their offense has been a bit sluggish, ranking 8th in fewest runs scored and 11th in total hits. Their power numbers are also underwhelming, as they've hit the 9th fewest home runs, though they've managed to stay disciplined at the plate with the 10th fewest strikeouts. Away from home, their batting average dipped slightly to .242, and in September it's fallen to .235. Interestingly, they've been much better against the Giants this year, batting .327. On the flip side, the Giants haven't fared much better offensively. They're hitting .238 for the season, which ranks them in the bottom 10 in MLB. While they rank 17th in runs scored and 19th in hits, they've stood out with triples, ranking 6th in that category. However, the strikeouts have been an issue, with the Giants among the league leaders in that negative stat. At home, they're hitting .244, but since the All-Star break, that average has dipped to .228, and in September, it's down to .226. Against the Cardinals, they've managed a .232 average. Both teams are wrapping up a disappointing year, but they still carry the prestige of their storied franchises. The Cardinals, despite having a high payroll, have been plagued by inconsistency, with key players like Paul Goldschmidt starting slow, which really hurt them in the long run. The Giants have dealt with their own issues, especially on the injury front, but they've fought hard down the stretch. Looking ahead to 2024, both teams have reasons for optimism. The Cardinals, coming off a 2023 season where they were 20 games under .500, have shown life at the end of this season. The Giants, who play in one of the toughest divisions in baseball, have held their ground despite the challenges, and it would be quite an achievement for them to finish the season above .500, considering all they've dealt with. Now, in this final matchup, Landon Roop gets the start for the Giants, and he's been solid in his limited appearances, posting a 2.70 ERA with a 1.20 WHIP over his last 3 starts. Miles McCollus will take the mound for the Cardinals, but it's been a rough season for him. He's sporting a 5.35 ERA, and over his last 3 starts it's climbed to 6.23. McCollus has had trouble against right-handed hitters and hasn't looked sharp lately, managing just 13 innings in his last 3 outings. The Giants' bullpen has been a bright spot, boasting a 2.39 ERA over the last 10 games, while the Cardinals' relievers have also been respectable with a 3.18 ERA. But McCollus' struggles are a red flag, especially considering the Cardinals are just 2-8 in his last 10 Friday starts. While McCollus has had some flashes of success, particularly against the Cubs, his recent form leaves a lot to be desired. I've got to say that both teams have been playing solid baseball as they wind down the season, but I think the Giants have faced a tougher road down the stretch and have handled it better. While McCollus has had some moments, I'm just not sold on him being able to deliver consistently right now. On the other hand, I've been impressed with Roop in his limited outings, and I believe there's solid value in backing the Giants in this one.